Okay, so we are at 171. That's about a good temp to pull. I'd like to pull a little higher, but I figure if I pull it now, I can get it at probably to about 198-ish, maybe even 200 in about the next 2 hours. So we're gonna go ahead and pull it here in a minute. Okay, so as you can see, we got her on the smoker now. I'm doing this without the benefit of any tools, so I'm trying to barehand it, so it gets a little wonky, that's why. Anyway, we got her back on the smoker now. I got, you can read that says 279. Here in about 5 minutes, that's gonna read about 310. The reason that is, I've been waiting for it to catch up. You know, figure hot day, trip digits, I'm gonna be cooking at 300 degrees. Turns out I couldn't get above 270 for the longest time, but now we're hitting up that 300, so about 2 hours from now, I'm gonna be pulling it, letting it rest, go ahead and make that point into some burn ends, throw some corn on there while I'm at it. We got some good eating coming. Talk to you in a bit. Okay, so we got this thing up at about 195 degrees. Here's my brisket. This is my drip plate. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take my drippings, get a little bit of that juice in there as much as I can, and then we're just gonna throw that pan away. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, because I was spritzing with root beer, just kind of give it a little bit. I'm gonna just drop a little bit of root beer in there, mix it around. Also have another, and that's all I'm gonna do, just a little bit. And you're gonna see why here in a minute. Okay, so let's deep plate this. Right over there. Now what I'm about to do is I'm gonna separate the point from the flat. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna stop and take a picture of that real quick. Hang on a minute. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pull this bad boy out very gently. Sometimes it likes to stick. Now it's okay if the fat sticks to the paper. It's actually a good thing because then you won't have to trim it off later. Water. As I've said before, it's always nice to have cold water nearby. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate this piece from this piece. And all you have to do, give it a little lift, and just gently slice. That's all you want to do. You got to remember, it's a bit warm in there. So be careful. That's why you wear gloves. Now we have this beautiful little point. We're going to get some of this, take some of this little bit of fat off because we don't need it. It's pointless. Pointless on a point. We're going to take some more of this fat off the back now because we, again, like I said, we don't actually need it. There's a reason for this. And you got a little bit of meat in there. Now we're going to take this and we're going to put it in our empty tray over here. A nice empty tray. Now let's put that off to the side. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to first rinse our hands off. Wash, wash, wash. You're always washing your hands, even in your gloves. We're going to take this and we're going to re-season it a little bit. Not a whole lot. We just want to give it a little bit because we're going to put this piece back on the smoker for about another 90 minutes. You want to try to stick mostly to your naked pieces here because you don't need that seasoned up. Oh, wasn't quite expecting that. That'll taste like bacon. Best thing you can do, always, and give it a little pat, always pay attention to which side you're opening up on your seasoning jars. Get the correct side this time. We want it to taste like meat. We want it to taste like beef specifically, not like bacon. Then we're going to take this and we're going to put in that one that we put the juice drippings and the little bit of root beer in. You're going to see what, because we're going to put that bad boy back on the fire. And we're going to let that thing cook for another 90 minutes. Whereas this other one, we're going to take it and foil wrap it. Set this off to the side. Doesn't really matter. Foil. Grab some foil. Now, what I'm actually doing, I'm not actually going to cook it. I'm going to fight with my foil. Because for whatever reason it decided it didn't want to just kind of roll out like it should. That was much more difficult than it needed to be. See, what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of wrap this up. And then we're going to bring over something everyone should have, some beat up towels. Every house should always have about a half dozen beat up towels. And we're just gonna do this. We're just gonna give it a little insulation. This one. And we just, you know, wrap it up. And then we put it in the oven. Don't turn the oven on. The reason you're putting it in the oven is it lets it insulate. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna throw the point back on this fire. I'll see you in 90 minutes. All right, we're back. Got my bald head going on. Need my hat, hang on. We don't want hair falling in there, even when you ain't got any. Okay, so I got my point that I've taken off the smoker. A couple of ears of corn that I decided to smoke with it. And let's go ahead and get this dealt with. Get rid of that, because I'm not going to need it. Take that towel off. Now this has been sitting in my oven, wrapped in a towel, because I'm at home. I don't need to put it in an ice chest. I'm not at a competition. I don't need to do much of anything. So go ahead and get these things done, taken out. Oh, and they look beauty. I'm gonna go ahead and move the camera here so you guys can get a better look. See.